Good morning, everybody. I'm Bart Winkler. Welcome into the Winklerverse. Chuck Freimund, my longtime colleague, and dare I say friend.
I think we're better friends now than we were when we worked together. I think we talk more maybe now than we used to.
I know. If we would talk like before a show,
Yeah.
it would be unheard of. I would need like my leg to be falling off, and you're the only one that can help me.
Well, it'd be like 5:30 in the morning. So,
but even the day, even like after a show.
But I mean, we're texting back and forth now. I like it.
Well, I text you the other day, and this is a live show. If anybody is available to join or wants to join, we'll take questions via Ask Chuck and Winkler Anything. Wednesdays, the old format. I've already got one from Robert on YouTube, which is the exact thing that we wanted to start with. And that was, will the Brewers win the World Series? and I'm telling you, I text you Sunday, right?
Yeah, one of those days, yeah.
Yeah, Sunday. I text you Sunday because I was watching the Tommy Pham and Contreras, like, not the play, but the backlash, or like the interviews in the clubhouse. And I just saw Contreras there at his locker, and I just thought, this is it. This is, I don't know. I had that special feeling that this is it, and there's something that's going to happen. And then I went to go back by my old parade chair site, the exact site that I was on Wisconsin Avenue, and I took a parade chair from there was one at the office that it said free. I took it, and I took a parade chair, and I thought it was going to be a chair. So then I opened it up to try to do this thing, and when I opened it up, I realized it wasn't a parade chair at all. It was some shitty Twizzlers, like stupid thing. I could make it into a picture here, I think, but it was
the chair was?
Yeah, I thought it was a chair.
Okay. Well, how can a chair be confused for Twizzlers?
Because the bottom of it looks the same.
Okay.
I'll show you. I can show you my screen.
That's a big Twizzlers.
Well, no, it's a Twizzlers branded.
Oh, chair.
This. It's this.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right.
So it's a beer component thing. It's a cooler.
Yeah, I see.
But I only had saw
They thought it was a chair. Okay.
The legs. So I was going to be like, all right, the Brewers are going to make the World Series. Here's my parade chair. And the fact that this physically wasn't a chair because I never opened it, I think that was the sign. Like, okay, the parade chair bit does not need to happen.
Oh, so you're off of it now?
I don't
have that special feeling.
I don't have that special feeling that I had on Sunday.
You know what's amazing is with all the injuries and all that, when I saw you do that, I was like, man, he knows all these guys are on the I know you're doing a lot of national stuff, but I know he knows these guys are all on the injured list, and we're kind of living on the edge with these guys, but still they're in first place. They got a healthy lead. The people in Chicago are looking over the border and saying, the Wisconsin-Illinois border, and saying, what's going on? How come that team's in first place? But I don't know. But I've learned my lesson from getting excited during the regular season. Yeah. That you got to play your best baseball in October.
You have to understand, I was pretty jacked up off of 3 close wins against a 15-win baseball team.
Hey, they could have lost all 3 of those games.
Every win matters.
Every win matters. Yeah, I was so down after the Bucks season. And I probably watched the least amount of Bucks basketball this past winter. I was just so disenchanted with watching them that I was great. Of course, I do the Brewers podcast to begin with, and I love doing it. But I was like, the Brewers getting off to that great start was kind of a relief after a few months there of just kind of watching that regular season Bucks and watching some of the way that team played. God, it was terrible to watch. Not just unentertaining.
This is Ask Chuck and Winkler Anything edition of Into the Winklerverse. We've got Hot Take Jake that wants to chime in via video.
Oh, yes. Wow.
What's
Jake.
up, fellas?
Hey, Jake.
This just feels right. I'm
Well,
even happy
it's Wednesday at noon and a random summer day. Why not?
Yeah, we're on a little later than the early morning shift that we used to have when we were half asleep.
Although I did just get up, so.
Well, yeah. Well, you were up all night.
Yeah.
Absence makes the heart grow fonder, and I'm even happy to see you, Chuck. We used to battle back in the days, early in the morning, so it's good to see you, pal.
I battle with a lot of people.
That's true. It kind of goes with the territory, I suppose. I have a couple questions. First things first, explain to me why Bucks fans are like wistful and feeling bad for Jabari Parker, because he had a video where he started crying when they asked him how his first year in Europe was. Am I going crazy here? Because I remember Jabari Parker sucked. He okay, great. Yeah, I feel bad he hurt himself, but that's not why he sucked. He was just an overblown prospect. He was a bust. He admitted that he didn't care about defense. And we all watched him quit in a playoff game in real time. So F that guy with a cactus forever. I don't give a shit about him. And my second question is it weird that before me and the old lady go at it, I make her put on the music from the Shakeaways? So that's all I got. I'm going to hang up and listen, just like the old days. Love you guys.
Well, we can answer the first one. When Tim Shea comes on, I have this rock music that I play.
Okay.
It's just the generic from StreamYard.
All right. So nobody's got to pay any royalties?
Yeah.
There we go.
But apparently Jake gets charged up and his wife and him wrestle to it.
Some people get turned on by birthday cakes. He gets turned on by that music.
You want to elaborate?
No. So about Jabari Parker, it was 10 years ago this month that the Bucks drafted him in 2014. That was quick.
God, I remember being at that Bucks block party. Remember when they did that for 3 years?
Yeah. Yeah. The last block party, didn't they have a block party for Damian Lillard and he stayed there for 30 seconds? Everybody came down.
Yeah.
Damian Lillard, welcome to Milwaukee. Yeah,
people were asking when's the next Bucks block party? And they kept being like, oh yeah, well, I don't know yet. Just like people are asking me, when's the next Bart Winkler show Brewers tailgate? I'm like, yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe coming up.
Well, I'm trying to get people together for Locked On Brewers, a meetup as well. But it's one of those things.
Can we combine that? Wow,
that'd be interesting. Combine both of our audiences. Yeah, would there be a bar big enough for
that? Do you have an answer about Jabari Parker? Why Bucks fans are wistful? I think it's because it was a thing that there was so much promise and it didn't work out, and you still think about the guy, and it'd be great if he could come back. But
can I do one thing first?
Yeah.
Let me Google, see what the hell wistful means. Vague or regretful longing. Having or showing feeling of vague or regretful longing.
Yeah. Are you wistful? Are you wistful for our show?
Am I wistful? I'm wistful for a lot of things. I'm not wistful for getting up early in the morning. I'll tell you that. But do I miss being on the air every day? Yeah, I mean, it was a thing. I've done it all my life. I do the Locked On Brewers, which I enjoyed doing, but yeah, I do miss being talking to the fans every day, like you and I did. Of course, I do. Yeah.
Yeah. About time I heard me in that answer.
Yeah. Well, I know there's at least one radio station you're not going to work on with your latest battle I saw the other day.
Yeah, that was a very me answer. Remember when I told you, you don't know what I'm trying to do? Remember I told you that a couple times?
No, I don't remember that.
Oh, you'd be like, what are you doing? Why? I go, you don't know what I'm trying to do.
What did that involve?
I don't know. I didn't have a plan.
Oh, what was it a response to?
You're like, why are you acting this way? Why are you being such a dick?
Oh.
And I'm like, I know what I'm doing. And you're like, it doesn't seem like you do.
Whatever. Of course, you did have a plan, because what happened to Chuck and Winkler? We're not around anymore.
Yeah, that was the plan.
Oh, God. You know what? Shannon's having a wine party here tomorrow, and the people delivering the wine are at the front door. Can I
go get them?
Hold on one second.
Go get them. When you come back, Tony in Texas will be here. So I'll just BS with him for a minute.
Hey, Bart. How's it going, buddy?
Chuck's got Chuck. Hey, this is wine party. Blue Chew, right? We're all aware that that's what's at the door right now.
Oh, that's what he's getting delivered.
You know, and you know, this is a good time to tell you what else you can get delivered to your house. Happy Place Hemp. HappyPlaceHemp.com. Tony, you're a part of this now. The promo code is BART, 25% off each and every order for the gummies and the tinctures and the balms and the creams and whatever's going to help you if you've got joints or ailments or all that stuff.
There we go.
You can go to HappyPlaceHemp.com, the THC, the drinks, the seltzers, all that. 25% off every order. It's still going. It's the code that never ends, and you can use it multiple times at HappyPlaceHemp.com. I bring that up, Chuck, because we are very, very 95% sure that was code for you got Blue Chew back at the door.
No. She's having the neighborhood, the housewives of Lamira having a wine tasting party. It so happens to be at our place Thursday, which I will not be here for.
Oh, okay.
So they just delivered the wine.
Chuck, ironically, you and I both date nurse practitioners named Shannon.
Oh, not the same girl, is it?
No,
I'm wondering where she is during the day.
No, it seems like the bra size might be very similar, though. Hey, Chuck, I got a couple of things. I'm going to get in and out here.
Yeah.
Okay, give me a quick state of the union of the Badger football and basketball program. And 2, have you watched an episode of SNL since '91?
Yeah. I saw SNL, and it was probably before that, 91. We're talking maybe like 81.
We're talking Eddie Murphy? Like Eddie Murphy?
Eddie Murphy. Yeah. It was funny because one night we had SNL on a couple of months ago. It was a random Saturday night. There was nothing going on. And we had SNL. It was just terrible. And so we turned on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood or Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood. It was on.
So you were watching live SNL and you thought, fuck this. I'm going to go watch.
We watched
a skit from 40 years ago. That's fine. It holds up.
Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood was on, and we watched some of that and some of the Eddie's old bits.
Buckwheat gets shot?
No, we didn't watch that. No. Gumby. Oh, Gumby, yeah. Gumby, yeah. But just watch some of that. Yeah, but so this was probably back in April. After
Chuck,
Saturday.
Yeah. I'm not happy with the status of the Badger program, basketball and football. I don't know if you know this. I coach a little AU ball. I don't think recruiting's that hard, especially with this NIL stuff going on. Why can't Guard do this? Why can't he get that program headed in a better direction?
Well, I think it's going to be very tough, especially with NIL. It's if you thought it was tough before, Wisconsin's got a great campus, tradition, all that. It's amazing how, first of all, the college game is just so out of whack. I don't even know there's going to be a Final Four in a couple of years the way we're going. The way college sports, you see all these veteran coaches getting out of the football and basketball games because
the Packer D coach, the Heffley.
It's all out of whack. It's all out of whack. So I just think the whole system. Now, I just think with the football program, we expected instant success last year. And that's a work in progress. Now, with Guard, he's got to be able to adjust to this NIL, and the Badgers have the money to compete with some of these schools and pay that kind of money that other schools. There's no salary cap, and it's just going to keep going up and up and up. And unfortunately, like the mid-majors are going to pay the price. But the Badger basketball, they always seem to be resilient, but I understand your frustrations. And football, I don't know, but I think the whole college sports scheme is in trouble right now, unfortunately, because of NIL. It's uncontrolled.
Well, I appreciate you, Chuck. And Chuck and Winkler was always one of my favorite shows to listen to on my morning commute here in the Dallas-Fort Worth market, Chuck. So good to talk to you, buddy.
Very good.
Good to
Thank
talk
you.
to you, Bart.
Thank you.
Love the national show still, man. I listen every night. So I bid you adieu.
I love when you call in. I get like Ram called in last night. I got all fired up. Like you can tell when somebody okay.
Oh, he took off. He didn't want to hear it.
I was like saying how much I like talking to him.
That's funny when I'm driving around. Like I'll be in Fond du Lac, Bart Winkler weeknights. When I hear the Green Bay All Sports station, Bart Winkler, CBS. Right. Well, when it was CBS Radio, 10 to 2.
Here's a question from Jerry. Back in 2017, did you ever think your boy would have a nightly national gig?
No, I didn't.
He didn't think I'd have a local gig by 2018.
No, that's not true on that. But I mean, those national gigs, as I told you at the time, I mean, those don't grow on trees. You know, they don't grow on trees. So no, I never knew that might have been something you were ever interested in, but I mean, doing a hell of a job on it. I mean, I'll say that I know people who listen to your show and, your takes, you're in there fighting for the small market guy, small market guy.
It's and I'm not like it's a version of me that has learned lessons over the years.
Unfortunately, you learned all those lessons after I left you, or after I.
Yeah, you were my teacher. You were my teacher.
Yeah.
Cone Roller wants to know how many REO shows you are up to.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to go to Summerfest at the end. I think it's June 28th and see REO. I don't think I went last year to see them. So I don't even know what the count is, but at Summerfest, June 28th, I'll be there. They're touring with Train right now, and I don't care to see Train.
Train?
Yeah.
Train better be opening for them.
Yeah, I would think so.
I have a Milwaukee fair-related gripe.
Okay.
The Summerfest grounds are an incredible spot in this community, right?
Yep.
And I think these other festivals being held there. We went to Festa Italiana on Sunday.
Yeah.
Big letdown.
Why?
Because there's nothing going on.
Is it just a smaller version of Summerfest? I've never been to Festa or German Fest or
we went to Irish Fest once, and it was
Fest.
like there was like things like I don't know. There was a little more things. Festa Italiana, yeah, you walk in, it's only to the left. There's 2 stages, and then there's just like exhibits of like history that you pretend to like and walk through because there's really nothing else to do. There's like little shops that all sell the same version of the same knockoff thing. Like my kid he's into sort of the Ninja Turtles, and there was this Donatello Ninja Turtle, but then across his waist it had a big L on it for Leonardo. It's like such a knockoff piece of shit. And then $13. I'm not paying $13.
No,
for
of
that.
course not, especially what we make.
So I don't know. We ended up basically what we ended up doing was paying the money to get the ticket, $15 or whatever, to walk in, watch one song, pay for dinner, and then play at the free Summerfest park for an hour and a half.
Yeah, I just think I've never been to any of those festivals, but I've been to Summerfest. And to be honest, Summerfest isn't Summerfest unless it's 10 days or 11 days, how it used to be. This weekend, it's like when is Summerfest even starting? It's like, it's every weekend coming up in a couple of weeks. To me, Summerfest, the beauty of it was the 10, 11-day run they had, Thursday through a Sunday night. And then they took one day off. And then now I
like that better.
Weekend. Yeah, I like the 11-day because it was always around the 4th of July, and you took some time off, and you had days off, and all that. I just liked it better.
And I thought it killed the momentum.
Yeah,
and also it's nice to know that I'll go on this day where it's a little lighter, and I can maybe like that's why I like going to Brewer Day games because especially the day after opening day is the best game to go to,
isn't it?
No one's there,
isn't it? Yeah. No, I hear that, but Summerfest, it's I don't know. It's never going to go back. And I think, they changed it when COVID happened and they never changed. They never flipped back. I don't know. I liked it better the old way.
My dad just texted me to say, FYI, Florida high school just passed NIL.
Oh, no.
I know they were going to do that here and then voted against it.
But it's not completely dead. It's good.
But it will someday.
Yeah, eventually, yeah.
And I don't know what that's going to turn into. What, 3 schools just have like a pod and they... what do these kids think? Like, hey, do you want to be the new spokesman for Tucker's Homestyle Cheeseburgers? Here's $50.
Well, I'm worried about some of these schools that have a lot more money, alumni, parents, and all that are going to buy up the players from maybe the smaller communities.
Yeah.
I don't want that to happen. We don't want the haves and have-nots. We want, if a kid grows up in a certain community, I want him playing in that community. I think that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
We don't want him traveling 30 miles to go play over here because, he's getting a couple of $1,000 or whatever it is.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I don't.
But whatever. I guess it's a train you can't stop. Kyle's pumped. He says he adores us. Tom likes to see it. This person is a show where we just tweet that people are pumped that our faces are next to each other.
Okay. Anybody calling us, horrible people yet?
Tyler says, Chuck blocked me on Twitter, so here goes. Was your Corbin Burns tweet on opening day your most embarrassing tweet with regards to people roasting you? If not, what was?
No. Let it play out. Not embarrassing. It's an opinion.
What did you say?
I didn't like the trade. And now that Joey Ortiz, last year when I said I'd be open to trading Sal Frelick. Last year I said, I'd be open to it. Not that I wanted to do it. I think people today would be more accepting of that than they would have been maybe, a year ago. So let it play out. Embarrassing?
Chuck doesn't get embarrassed.
Well,
not publicly.
No. Yeah, you could.
All right. The Sean O'Connell.
Hey, fellas.
Why are you standing?
Well, Tony, I missed him. I was trying to get on the call with you guys because he and I had a Twitter dispute over pickleball, and I commit to the bit, I don't get embarrassed either. So
do you play pickleball?
Not grudgingly, but I enjoy it. It's certainly not who I am, but as far as a fun diversion, to get the the athletic juices flowing as well.
You don't really do anything. You just kind of like.
I play one-on-one with a teenager, so it's actually pretty vigorous, and we talk a lot of.
I would rephrase that next time you say that.
Yeah.
Anyway, but here's the real shirt.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Bam!
Oh wow! I don't even have one of those yet.
Yeah.
I tossed all my stuff away.
That's a very limited edition.
It is.
Yeah.
So if we ever get asked back by that radio station,
well, it's not 105.7 anymore.
Yeah, that's the other part of it, Chuck. They'll have to fire up the FM transmitter as well.
Oh, we don't need it. Nobody listened to that. Nobody listened to 105.7 anyway. They all listened to us on 1250 because they couldn't get 105.7 anywhere in the 3 blocks of the radio station. Yeah. Well, that's great. That's awesome.
I'm glad you like it, Chuck. I have 2 things for you guys.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to derail your conversation because it sounded like a scorcher. But number one, now that
that's embarrassing.
You don't get embarrassed, Chuck, and that's why I love you, pal.
No.
But one, now that we're a little over a third of the way into the season for the Brewers, I think we can kind of see what Pat Murphy is as far as a manager is concerned. And in my opinion is this, he grew up in an age where boxing was the biggest sport in the world. He was a boxer himself.
You think Pat Murphy's 97?
Anyway, he spent time boxing himself. Yeah. And I think a lot of his mentality of win for today, and also you're never in combat sports gyms the world over, wrestling rooms, boxing gyms, whatever, Muay Thai in Phuket, Thailand, you'll encounter the same notion of you're never out of the fight. Just keep pressing, and eventually your opponent might just be like at their breaking point. You just don't know. And persistence just in itself can assure victory. And then also win for today, because you can ask Wade Miley and Brandon Woodruff, tomorrow may never come. They'll tell you that. We just saw last night Wade Miley with that thing on his elbow. So that is my impression of what we have for Pat Murphy in that it is different. And It has its own flavor, and that is one of the things that we did not get a Craig Counsell carbon copy of.
Never thought I heard Pat Murphy and Thailand mentioned in the same breath.
Sean, we'll address that in a second. Tim Shea's pissing on my leg, and he has no patience.
Is he telling you it's raining?
Tim, what is your problem?
I've got a special guest with us today to join us. Hi! Alex Cordetti.
Hey, from CBS 58 Mornings.
Okay.
What's up?
Yeah, that's right, Bart. It's me. I follow you.
Well,
Tim
I
just
follow
grabbed me
you.
and said, "You want to hop on?" And I was like, "Sure, why not?"
Well, I'm sorry. Normally, when I do this, females don't know how to find us, so I'm like, we're all
no.
frozen.
Her picture froze. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that went about as well as
this is
the quadruple box.
I think it's the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
No, we got you. You're
We
still
can't
live.
be here.
That went about as well as I thought.
There we go.
You still got us. Tim Shea, he fucking texting me, screaming at me. Get on. Get me on. Alex Cordetti,
right.
Big time name in Milwaukee news. Can't even come through. There it is.
So Timmy's over at CBS 58 still.
Yeah,
Or
he's
no?
producing for Alex.
Okay. All right.
No, not true. Tim does help me out though a lot. He does.
Oh. How is it working with Tim? Because I hate it.
It can be great as long as he own gum to work, because he asks me for gum like every single day. So it's getting a little annoying.
You ask her for gum?
Yeah.
The title of a Joe Walsh album. Got any gum? You guys don't know Joe Walsh's.
Yeah, you got any gum?
Got any gum?
What's it like working with you?
Well, I don't really work with Tim. I just make him do what I say that I need from him.
That's what I do. Does that mean that we don't work together?
Yeah.
Tim's more of like a servant to me. And then sometimes I'll buy him lunch and feel like that's equal.
Are you calling from a warehouse or something? Or where?
I don't know where they are.
Yeah.
I think they're at the station.
They are?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tim.
Can't hear him.
This is a disaster. Tim, we got to let you go.
There we go, Tim.
You're on mute. You are muted. Good to see you, Alex. We got to let you go.
So
Bye.
Any latest battles for you at all? What you've been doing?
Yeah, right now I'm kind of pissed at Tim Shea.
Why? Oh, because he butted in on us? Well, you let him in.
Well, he said special guest. He didn't tell me who. And then it was Alex, and we follow each other on Twitter, but I never talked to her before.
Oh, okay. Well, she's apparently a fan.
Well, I'm
How
a fan
could
of
she
theirs.
not be?
How could she not be?
Yes. Good
No.
Lord, you guys. Have some pride. So, yeah. So,
Ask 3 radio stations in town. They're obviously not fans. Sports radio.
No. Do I have any
see,
battles
this is
going
the
on?
kind of
No.
Yeah. Do you have any battle? No?
I don't
This is
know. What,
This
Sean?
is the kind of self-deprecating humor that Milwaukee sports radio is missing and longs for.
There we go.
Anyway, so that was my point on Pat Murphy. That yes, he will much, he a win today is as good as 2 possible aggregated wins in the future are. But I got to go back to work soon. So my parting second part question, whatever topic of discussion is that, and I wrote a note here so I don't screw it up in case my pugilistic dementia kicks in. Chuck, you very famously said on a morning show in 2019 that you went to a drive-in movie theater and saw a double feature of the comedic classic Strange Brew, followed by the musical classic Purple Rain.
Sure.
Now, Bart and Chuck, if there was a sports double feature that would be a classic Hallmark moment, Rushmore type of double feature for sports, whether it's over a weekend or on a single day, what have you, what would that double feature look like? Love you guys.
Okay. Actually,
Take care.
it was it was a triple feature I went to. Thinking back, it was a triple feature. It was Purple Rain, followed by Ghostbusters and Strange Brew at the 41 Twin on 27th Street.
Oh, my goodness. Clutch the pearls. What a sneaky factoid to withhold from me, Chuck. I mean,
How about that?
Blows my mind.
How about that?
Thanks, fellas. Really appreciate it.
Thanks. Thank you.
The Sean O'Connell.
Some interesting words he uses, but
yeah, if you had to look up wistful, you gotta you gotta buy an updated dictionary for Sean. I'm going back to the Pat Murphy thing for a second, because we had talked. I had this conversation with Grant and Paul about how. Oh, and show announcement. We'll have an episode with them later this week. Another show announcement. I am getting a new router delivered to my home. The problem was I had an old AT&T router that does not. I've been talking about AT&T fiber. Wait, what the fuck am I saying? What am I saying? I'm getting text from somebody that's throwing me off. What the hell was I talking about?
I just bought a router too.
Oh, yeah. I have had the old AT&T, but I've been paying for fiber.
Mm-hmm.
I've been paying for $1,000. I've been getting $150. The only reason this is working right now is because my she went to the gym and she's not on a conference call or some shit. So that's just a big. People will be very excited to hear that.
So you were phasing out from time to time on your old router?
Oh, any show I try to do. I mean, like, I'm stunned. I don't have now. I'll probably jinx it, but
we were trying to install a printer the other day in the house, and it has to be wireless, and it blew out our wireless. So we had Saturday night we had to run over to and buy a new router.
Jesus.
The router we had was burned it out. It wasn't working. Just didn't work.
Yeah. These routers were not made for 7 devices at one time.
I did not know that.
All right, so we were talking about, because we ended up being very mad Council left because of where he went. That's obviously why.
Mm-hmm.
But it did seem like, and we've been in that clubhouse very often. I haven't been in the Pat Murphy clubhouse, but this is not a team that I've, like, those Council clubhouses, the locker room was just like, it was a weird vibe. And I blame him.
Well, first of all, I wasn't upset that he left. Not like you. I know you were. I've seen it. I've heard it. And I know. I wasn't. But what was wrong with the clubhouse that Council had? I don't notice any difference between him and Murphy as far as clubhouse atmosphere.
Do you think that Willie Adames and Wilson Contreras would have had the William
Contreras? Yeah, I like that though.
William.
I like that.
But do you think they would have done it for Council? Do you think that they would have even tried to go and talk to Council and say, let me back in the lineup? And then there's no way Council would have budged. Oh,
Craig, I see you're throwing. I walked in the office and Willie says, well, Craig, I see you're throwing in that Sunday lineup once again. Are you putting yourself batting third, Craig? Seems like we've seen that lineup way too many times. Here's my problem with it. When they use that Sunday lineup, why do we rest everybody? How come Contreras and Adames got to be out? Can't we rest one guy one day and another guy another day? Why is it got to be both guys at the same time? Are the two hottest hitters? But I can see what you're saying. Yeah, maybe they didn't. Maybe they wouldn't.
I don't think they would have.
I don't know. Interesting, though. I hadn't thought of it that way.
All right, I'm going to rip through some comments. Still time to join in the YouTube if you want. We'll do this a few more moments. Austin wants to know, question for Bart and Chuck, what was the argument like off air when I was accused of sleeping during a playoff game? It was the 9th inning Brewers against the Rockies after the
2018.
Yeah, Cubs, Cardinals, and then they played the Rockies. And I had gone to the game and I had good seats and I was on TV. And then in the 9th inning, I was but it looked like I'd fallen asleep.
Do you realize that's the last time the Brewers have won a playoff series too?
Do you realize that I think I did actually fall asleep despite years of saying I didn't?
Well, I think you did. And you got mad at me and upset. And we almost got into a fight. On your end, you were coming after me.
I think I did fall asleep. I think I have that picture somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, but if I did fall asleep, it was like for 8 seconds.
Well, if he did, he did.
Yeah, but if it's like 8 seconds.
You know, if you hit it, just own it. If you did, you did.
Yeah, but I don't know. Again, you've taught me so much over the years.
I don't think you learned anything. You told me one of the first things you said, you know what? I don't like to listen to anybody. You told me.
I don't. I still don't. I mean, I crush Lockdown Brewers every day.
You do?
Oh, don't get me wrong there.
I had a guy tell me the other day, I was at the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association banquet. I won an award for Media Market Sportscast of the Year.
Yeah, hey, congratulations.
Well, I had a guy from a sports radio station, none that you and I didn't work at, 4-letter word, who comes up to me after winning the award, says, you didn't win it in a major market.
Huh?
Look at all you. Yeah, he came up to me and says, yeah, but he didn't. He came up to me and Shannon because he's dating Shannon's daughter and says, you didn't win it in a major market. How many awards have you won? On top of it, he shits on the small market, media market, when his company radio station won small market radio station of the year. So this tool comes up to me and says this. Kid's not allowed in our house. among other things. I mean, the first impressions I got.
You want to share a name, or you're not?
No,
doing
I'm not going to share a name. I thought maybe the radio station again wasn't 97.3 the game, because I like too many people over there would not do something like that. I know you've had your differences, but they wouldn't do it. Certainly not WSSB. The other one, a kid there who's a producer, crapped on me winning a sportscast, and it was like game on. It was game on. I told Chan, he's like he's got his head on his shoulders yet. But nobody from the station called up to apologize. Maybe they don't even know, but maybe I'm breaking some news. But that tool, if he ever does something like that again, like I said, he's not allowed in my house. I don't care if he's dating his daughter. Just did a bunch of things that just unprofessional. And I'm like, this guy is.
What if they get married?
Shannon feels the same way.
I'm sharing a picture of the game, not the game, but the game I was at. I fall asleep.
There you go.
10 minutes after this.
There you go.
So I did
not see that picture of you. The only picture I saw is you falling asleep.
Yeah, I couldn't find that picture.
And by the way, they better not get married. She is way too good for him.
Well, that's the thing. These people, like, winning an award. I was Fond du Lac Best DJ of the Year according to the Fond du Lac Reporter. That means the world to me.
I don't care if you're with a small.
I'm rocking it today.
Medium, I'm not gonna. You know what? I'm not going to care if you work at a media market, small market, man. If you're in the broadcast business, more power to you, man. And yeah, but it's like, dude. I mean, you want to talk about big markets? This guy's been in the big market for 15 seconds, among other things. I mean, don't be belligerent and come up to me and say something like that. Don't be a tool.
Tim Shea's back.
Sorry about that. Ruined a good moment there.
Where the fuck were you?
Kid ruined a night, and it ruined a bunch of things.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised management over there put up with it if they got word of it and didn't call to apologize. The management over there. I'm disappointed in that, to be honest with you. I like that company. I've never worked for that company. Good company, but the kid who said this to me is just an unmitigated tool.
All right, speaking of tools, Tim Shea's back. Tim, pretty shitty Wi-Fi.
I know. I'm sorry. That's at work. We're like in a bombshell. So
this guy in his car now. Wow.
My car.
So you've been up since like 3:00 in the morning.
Chuck, you told me that you like you like me in my car.
That's true. I like you two guys together.
It's no Chuck and Winkler, but it's
no, it's not even close.
Chuck once said, I could do a show with anybody. I could do a show with a grape. And I thought, I wonder if I could do that too. And so I met Tim Shea.
Terrible. Alex did say that she wants to come back. She was very nervous because she's like, what are they going to ask me? Do I need to know a lot? And do I need to be
I'll do a show with Alex. We could do a show with Alex.
She's on TV, on Wisconsin TV. She doesn't have anything to be nervous on. She's on a bigger platform than we are on right now.
She's a pro. She's awesome.
Yeah.
She does say thank you, and she would like to come back sometime.
Well, she was on for 30 seconds.
All right. Austin was the one that asked this question, so Austin's here also. Austin.
What's going on, guys? This is
awesome.
Great having a little Chuck and Winkler in the middle of the day.
Let me see what he's got in his hand. I like that Brewers hat, man.
Thank you.
Can you get that at the ballpark?
No, I ordered this one off their website.
I like it with the new script on there like that. I love it. Good stuff.
Thank you. Appreciate it. So I asked that question because I remember that fight on air. I would like to have known what happened off air, but also I went to a Marquette basketball game one time with my girlfriend and her parents, and I just hate Marquette and fell asleep right in like the second. I don't know, is it quarters or halves in basketball? But like 15 minutes into the game, man, I fell right asleep.
Well, I think I told the show. Did I tell you, Chuck, that when I went to that Packers-Pittsburgh game this year, I fell asleep in the third quarter?
No. We're in the stands?
Did I even share that here or not?
No.
Is it even cold? How do you fall asleep cold outside?
I was going to say, Austin, how do you? It's freezing.
It was a November game. It was fine. It was good temperatures. We wore sweatshirts. And before the game, obviously, I had been drinking. And I got to a point where I said, I reached it. I'm at the perfect level of drunk. I am drunk, but I'm also in a really good spot. I finally achieved it. And then in the third quarter, I fell asleep.
Wow. I've never fallen asleep at a sporting event ever. Almost.
Well, some of these Packer trips, it's like, it's not so much the game. It's to see how much alcohol you can put in your liver.
Well, it's a brutal trip up there and back, especially on the way back from Green Bay. But Austin, your question.
Oh, this was in Pittsburgh. I went to Pittsburgh and fell asleep.
Oh, it was in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Oh, this past year. All right.
Yeah.
Did not know that. That argument that we had, I don't know. You tried kicking in the door.
Which argument was that about?
The Colorado game we're talking about.
The one where didn't Imig take a picture of you? You're like this.
Yeah, but I don't know. There was one argument that led to me kicking a door in.
That's the one.
And saying today is going to be the day.
That's the one. That's the one. 10:01 in the morning, whatever, the day after the Brewers had beaten Colorado, I think in game 1. Was it?
And then afterwards we cooled off, and I went to that Sendix to buy lunch, but you were there, and so I obviously couldn't see you, so I had to wait in the car until you left.
What was good is though, I think that I went to Colorado to cover the Rockies, so I did the show remotely for like the next couple of days after that, and I think the separation.
Yeah,
I mean, we were all right. Yeah, just a couple of boys having fun.
That's all.
We never got into a fight.
No, but that's what happens when you have two guys that are passionate, not just about the teams they cover, but about the people they are covering them for. Something that is lacking on the battlefields of today.
Well, talking about sports, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's a big one in the first place.
Yeah.
He's doing that.
That is why I do like Chuck. I do like your Locked On Brewers. I know Bart doesn't have his regular podcast anymore, so I listen to it on delay. But it's the national stuff. But I do like your Locked On.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Good stuff.
Thank you. Thanks, Austin. Good stuff, man. Be up on an episode a little bit later on tonight. But yeah. I don't know. I just think sometimes two people will ask me, who did you get along better with, Winkler or Wicket? Or who do you like doing the show better with, you or Wicket? I like doing the show with both guys. Both guys, I'll say this, both guys put their time into watching and caring about our sports teams. Now, today, Wicket looks like he's a fan of every sports team he's ever lived in.
Oh, does anybody like Caitlin Clark more than Mike Wicket?
Well, he's a Kansas
every
City
tweet is
fan,
Caitlin Clark, 7 fire emojis.
You can bet if it's Kansas City and they're in the Super Bowl, he's got a Chiefs jersey on.
Yeah.
If the Tigers or the Lions, he's got a Lion jersey on. If the Packers are involved, Wicket's got his Packers. But I like Mike. I liked working with him too. I enjoyed working with Mike.
There's a question from Alex, says your thoughts on sports betting. And I saw you tweeted something about it, but there were three stories yesterday. Shohei's translator guilty. Jonte Porter's buddy picked up at the airport. and then some like a decent pitcher for the A's got suspended because he bet $100 on baseball, and some other guy gets kicked out forever because he's betting on his team in parlays.
Arcano.
But nobody gives a fuck, dude.
But tell me you did not. I predicted this several years ago.
But I think they like Goodell and Silver. These guys are like, okay, this is going to be nuts. But as long as the people that do it are really shitty, then we can give them the worst like fines possible, and then it'll look like we're cleaning things up. So we can do both. I
like sports betting, of course. Bart and I think speak for him. Of course, we love it. Sports betting, right on. I just thought with the expansion of it, that it's going to open the doors for this stuff. And to be honest, I think this stuff happened a long time before the expansion of legalized sports. There's some games I look at, I got to be honest, I look at it and say, with officiating or whatever, and I say, are you kidding me? I mean, come on. So doesn't surprise me. And there's more of it out there too. A comment from Adam. Tim, you got anything to say?
No, I don't. I'm gonna leave. I could listen to this all day.
Well, download, like, and subscribe like everybody else.
It's free.
I guess I'll go like it. Goodbye.
All right, hook me up with Alex from a podcast perspective.
Well, you're married.
Yeah, she's married too.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I'll just slide into her DMs.
Good to see you, Chuck.
Jesus. Good to see you, Tim. We'll see you around.
Austin, anything else?
Just when you're talking about the sports betting, I mean, Shohei's getting off pretty much scot-free.
You think he did any betting, Chuck?
Boy, I don't know. I mean, if we're gonna ban Pete Rose, aren't we gonna do the same with Shohei if he actually did? I don't know. It seems like it's being swept under the rug a little bit.
Thank you.
Right?
Yes,
right, Austin?
100% because of that contract he just signed, and he's a only two-way player in probably the whole world that has that kind of talent.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way that you don't know that much money goes missing and
exactly
you're unaware.
We're told things in this country that we're supposed to believe in, and we believe it. Like this.
Like what else?
Well, I don't want to go down that road.
Let's not go there. But the trail starts.
Does it rhyme with Lovid?
Politics.
Politics.
All right, hey guys, I'll let you guys wrap up.
All right, good talking to you. Good talking to you. I see your tweets. Thank you.
All right, we'll wrap up in 5 minutes or so here.
I see there's another one here.
Adam says, "What's good? Chuck was one of the first sports radio hosts I listened to that got me hooked in when I'd see you on 107.5 in Green Bay. What wisdom did a pre-40-year-old Bart learn from Chuck?" You know what I remember you saying quite vividly?
What's that?
That I sometimes will like reference to myself and nobody knows it. Like you have inside jokes, whatever. But I said like, "What are you doing?" or something like that. And you go, "I'm just being me. I'm always going to be me. I'm the same son of a bitch I've been, and I'll always be."
The same son of a bitch today, and I'll be the same guy tomorrow. Yeah.
And I thought, you know what? Whatever you think of what a Chuck Freeman is, you know what a Chuck Freeman is. There's no question about what a Chuck Freeman is.
So you learned that?
Yeah, I learned that from you. Eric says, Eric Fisher, he says, "Got to make it easier to bet on sports in Wisconsin. Such a hassle to go to the book." I'm actually thankful of that. I would have lost a lot of money on the Timberwolves.
I hedged a little bit. I was going on the Timberwolves for a while, and then I hedged on them. And I hedged on them the night that Doncic hit the three-pointer.
So who do you like in the finals?
Got to go with Boston, don't you?
Everybody I ask says Mavericks, but I think people want it to be the Mavericks. Boston's going to get game one. I think Dallas takes 2. I think they split in Dallas. I think Boston wins 5 and 6.
I want to love Doncic, even though, obviously we're Bucks fans, but I'm watching his game. But sometimes, man, like the other night, he threw anything he threw up was going in that first quarter. But there's some days when that guy can't make a clutch free throw. Just bizarre. But great player.
There's another trend that's
not
happening.
Pulling for either team, though.
There's no. There's a trend in this year's playoffs, though, that when America gets behind you, it's over. America got behind the Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
They lost to the Pacers. America got behind the Timberwolves. They lost to the Mavericks. I think America's getting behind the Mavericks, or at least like where the smart money's going.
Okay, the underdog here.
I like Boston. I like Boston.
You like Boston, yeah.
If I think of it now as Bart, right or wrong, you risk nothing. You're right. You get $1 million. What are you going to say?
I see some people. Oh, I'm pulling for Drew Holiday. He's not with the Milwaukee Bucks anymore, so it's not like I go out there and did some great things for the community. That's true, but I mean that's not going to get me to cheer for the Boston Celtics. That's for sure.
Well, I wish people would know that Drew Holiday's they need less of him than we needed of him. It's not like it's a transactional play. It's not like, oh, why didn't they needed Dame. You saw it in game 1 against the Pacers. Drew's not putting up 35 a night.
By the way, somebody said about my most embarrassing tweet. How about I said the Pacers are going to win this series with or without Giannis Antetokounmpo? The Pacers were going to win this one anyway. And of course, oh no, even without Giannis Antetokounmpo, people were coming at me and calling me names and all that. Where did you all go, people? I didn't hear you call me that, saying that was an embarrassing tweet. I was right on that. Nobody said anything to me. All you all went away. All you all were coming at me and saying, oh, the Bucks are going to win this series. Oh, the Bucks are going to win this series regardless.
I'd say my most embarrassing tweet is anything after 10:30 at night on a weekend.
What's your latest?
If it stays up. My latest, I think I'm trying to be better of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All these years later, 6 months into my national job, I think I'm going to try to clean it up.
Your Twitter base is growing. I saw that the other day.
Yeah, I was going to buy a blue check mark. I was, and then he's giving away all your information to pretty much everybody that wants it. So, well,
everybody's got all our information anyway, regardless if we want it or not. It's funny.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about. I upload my receipts to fucking Amazon, so they give me nickels back on every month. Fuck, I'm talking about my information. All right, Freems, good to see you.
That's it.
Yeah, we got to go.
Did an hour. Got the show coming up tonight. You?
My show coming up 9:00.
Yeah.
We got a Brewer game we're taping Wednesday afternoon, so 3:00.
3:10. So I
haven't got a win in the series yet.
No, just don't get. I said going in, as long as you don't get swept. I know that's not a great attitude to take, but the Brewers have built up some equity. They just got to stay away from the long losing skids and hang in there. Hang in there. Boy, that news, I'm kind of cross my fingers on what's going to happen with Robert Gasser. We haven't got the latest news on that just yet. The second opinion.
Yeah.
Those are always interesting.
Yeah. Again, it's hard to look too far into the future, but you were a feeling that I had the other day.
Yeah.
It went
gone.
away.
Oh man, that was so fleeting. It's like you meet a girl in the bar and you think that's the girl of your dreams. 2 days later, you realize, nah.
But by then, you've already got her pregnant. So
me?
No, I don't want to say it.
No.
Hey, look at these boys.
There we go. God. Yeah,
that was Tommy Dreamer.
Tommy Dreamer. There we go. Got any more of these? That's good.
On the Dan Schani YouTube.
I would say this is probably 2016.
This is 18.
18. Okay.
Do you know that Solo Sikoa joined us?
Who?
Do you watch wrestling anymore?
No.
Oh.
I'm a wrestling fan, but I don't watch today's wrestling. Sorry to say, it just doesn't interest me.
The big guy that they
I watch shoot interviews.
Push.
He was with us?
Yeah.
He was on our
when he was like a nobody.
Was that one of those guys Dave brought in?
Yeah, with Tommy.
Okay, I know who that. I remember who that was, and Tommy kind of put him over.
He was so quiet.
Yes, he's now a star.
He's like the main bloodline guy.
He is.
Yeah,
I know who that is. Okay, but he was like 18 at the time, wasn't he? 19, really young.
Yeah, he was young.
Wow.
Yeah. I just posted this one.
Every time I drive by Fleet Farm, I think of us doing the show here. Brian Anderson, UI.
AJ Ellis randomly came.
Who? Oh, AJ Ellis. That's the former baseball player. Yes.
We walk up because we had Brian Anderson booked, and we're like, is that AJ Ellis? What the fuck?
Well, here's what it was. BA, I hooked it up. I said, BA, because he was great coming to our, and he's a busy guy, coming to all of our toy drives, and he was coming in from Heartland. So I said, he said, oh, can I bring an AJ? Yeah, of course. Of course you can bring him in.
That was nice.
So it was nice. What were you there when it was you, Al Snow, and Ted Perry, or was that Mike Wickett?
I didn't have Al Snow.
Okay, that wasn't with Mike Wickett. Okay,
but we were able to hook up Eric Name with Tommy Dreamer.
For
Remember
what?
That?
No.
Name wanted to meet Tommy Dreamer, and I said I'll book you after he's on.
Okay. No, I don't remember.
People are saying that Gasser avoided Tommy John.
Yeah, it sounds like there's no structure in that, but is it something worse or better or what?
I don't know. I'll listen to Lockdown Brewers tonight for the latest.
Yeah.
In the meantime, I do have to wrap this up.
Okay. I will. I'll see you soon. Good to see you, my friend. Let's keep in touch. Obviously, I'm sorry you're not cashing your Timberwolves bet. It was a good bet, smart bet. I thought it was going to happen.
That's all right. I'm just happy I didn't make more because I was going to go down 3-0 and put another 50 on it. So, Pato, never get an app, Pato. Please, I beg you.
Yeah, don't do that.
Never get an app.
Do that.
All right, Chuck Freeman. I'm Bart Winkler.
See you, everybody.
We're back tomorrow at 6 on The Fan.